the meat.
Welcome back from the break. This is Mostly Superheroes. Here with PC Mike, the giggler. It is time for the meat, the chunk, the sizzle. That's why you came. It's why you're here. That's why I'm here. Very excited to talk about this DC title that just premiered on HBO Max. Let's set this thing up just a little bit. There were seasons 1 and 2. It premiered on a network called DC Universe. HBO Max picked it up, brought it over. We're talking about Titans season 3. It just premiered. Got this image up on our screen from Bleeding Cool. We appreciate it. Titans season 3 just premiered on August 12th, and it is back. 3 episodes, 1, 2, 3, just like that. I don't know if they're going to do this every week. New episodes on Thursday, but I can't wait to talk about these first 3. I mean, my gosh, what a show. First 2 seasons, I think we can all agree, kind of hard to get through, a little lukewarm. Like, can I just say this? Can we all look at each other? Is this show back? Is it good? Is it getting you pumped? Is it getting you jazzed? We got a Batman. We're in Gotham City. Spoiler alert for the episode right now. We're going to bust it wide open and talk about how we feel. Let's talk about the story, how it's going. I just watched these, the last one yesterday, 2 days before that. PC Mike, when did you watch these and how'd it go for you?
I think I just stumbled. I didn't even know it was coming out this quick. And I think I just stumbled onto it last week. And I was like, whoa, hey, Titans is up.
It's time.
And I watched season 1 and 2, like you said, and lukewarm. Like, I didn't love it. I thought the character development was just kind of super slow.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care about some of the characters. And, like, the season 1 story I didn't care about really at all. And it took a long time for different things. Season 3 turned that on its head and pushed the gas. And the first 3 episodes in are the best 3 episodes they've had in this whole series.
Ooh.
By far. I don't think it's close.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. I'm with you. It's moving. It's looking good. I think the episodes might be a little shorter, I'm thinking.
Like 45 minutes, I think we said? Something like that?
Something like that, 40 minutes or so after, you got credits in there. Andy, another big DC guy. Probably, we love Batman on this show. We talk about it all the time. And, man, you talk about one of the biggest characters that we know you're terrified of per your nickname. Opens right up with an episode 1. How did this go? We already know how the first 2 seasons went. We've talked about them a lot. How did the first 3 episodes of season 3 go for you?
Man, I loved them. I feel like it's what in my head, I felt like the first 2 seasons were just building towards something. And I'm hoping that this is it and it's going to just keep up this pace. Like, if this pace keeps up for the whole season, and I'm sure there's going to be some filler episodes here and there, but like, I expected episode 3 to be one because it was, what was the title? Like Hank and Dove. And
Hank and Dove.
Like, I didn't expect that to advance the plot, but it did. We'll get there. But wow, I can't wait for the show to come out on tomorrow.
Tomorrow for us.
Listen to this, it'll already be out. So I hope that they can keep up that pace that they have for these past 3, because this is some of the plot lines and things that I think a lot of the big DC fans have been waiting for.
Yeah, the stuff that you want to see, the characters that they're bringing in, and let's just talk about season 2, kind of how it wrapped up so we can set up season 3 in these first 3. So the first 2 seasons, if you don't know, Titans, man, this is about Teen Titans. You ever watch the cartoon Teen Titans when you were a kid? I did. I loved it. This is the adult version. Even on DC Universe, it was, I don't know if it was R, but it was, gory, cussing, a lot of F-bombs, a lot of blood. And the characters you're dealing with, you're going to know these names. You got Robin, you got who ends up being Nightwing by the end of season 2 after their big battle with Deathstroke. We already put that spoiler alert out there. You got Hank and Dove. Hawk and Dove.
Hawk and Dove, yeah.
And it's Hank and I don't even know her name in the show. I always
Dawn.
Dawn. I said it wrong earlier. So
you got Beast Boy coming back. He basically turns into a tiger, but the Beast Boy I remember could turn into anything. Gar. He can turn into, the Beast Boy I knew could turn into like any animal.
He turned into like a snake once, didn't he?
He says that in the episode 1 or 2 where he's like, what's going to be the encore to Snake? So he's thinking about trying something else. Raven, she's the dark witch character. She's got mystical powers. She's very heavily involved in the first season, pretty much in second season. Not in any of the first 3 episodes, but we know that she's going to be here. She's out doing some stuff. They keep talking about her.
Yep.
What is she out doing? Well, what's her name? Donna in this show. She is basically Wonder Woman Junior. I don't know what you call it Junior when it's a girl. Do they have that? Do females have the junior like we have?
I mean,
I think
It's not
just Junior still,
and
right?
Wonder
I don't
Woman's
know.
not her mom, I don't think. It's more
The
like
second.
it's like her aunt or something.
Yeah.
But
No clue.
she has the lasso of truth in the first couple seasons, and here's the big thing that happens to her: she dies. She gets electrocuted, which I'm like, of all the ways to kill an Amazonian, I just don't think that would do it. If I'm being honest, she held up against who's in this? Connor Kent, Superboy. So cheesy in the first
Your
time you
boy.
see him. Oh yeah, absolutely. He even just wears that black T-shirt with the red S on it, and then Starfire, the amnesia-ridden alien that we meet.
Dude, you were crushing the descriptions.
These are off the top of my head too. I just remembered. I'm just finally going back through the first 2 seasons. I love her character. She's royalty from another alien planet. Doesn't really remember much. Then she finds out throughout season 2 that, hey, you were supposed to like go there and conquer, basically, something like that. And they're like, her sister calls her at season 2 and is like, if you don't do what we say, we're gonna come to you. And I think we're starting to see some of that sink in season 3. Who we forgetting? Oh, new characters. First of all, we do have a Robin that is Jason Todd. So you get 2 Robins in this show before season 3. You get Jason Todd and Dick Grayson.
Yep.
And then in this season 3 premiered a brand new character. If you're a DC fan, if you're a Batman fan, Barbara Gordon.
it's the name of the first episode.
Is the name of the first episode. And they're going full comic book on this thing. She's in the wheelchair.
Exactly. Yep.
Like she's had an accident from what? Fighting.
The Joker shot her in one. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's what happened in this.
Yeah, did they say that yet?
I don't think
I was
so.
wondering
No,
how that was
she
going to be.
did. She said how she ended up in the chair.
That was the
though.
killing joke. Or
That was
That's
the
common.
killing joke. And then this is this episode 1 really should have been titled "A Death in the Family," even though
damn.
it really wasn't. We find out. So let's just open it up. Season 1 kicks off. This is awesome. The first 2 seasons took place in like Detroit, and then Sacramento,
San Francisco?
San Francisco.
Yeah.
One
Close
of them.
enough.
One of the California. This one, they bring you back to Gotham. We're in Gotham City. Bruce Wayne, Batman. He's been Batman for a long time, and he's out on a plane, and he gets a call from Jason Todd that says, "Hey, man, I found the Joker. The Joker's never been in this show before." And he's like, "I locked him down. I see him on the screen. He's at this carnival."
Amusement park, yeah, carnival.
And he decides to go out there on his own. Before he does, he takes a little huff of some chemicals he's been making. This is Jason Todd we're talking about. And what happens? He gets there. Joker gets the slip on him, beats him to death with a crowbar. That might be straight out of the comics.
I think it is.
Death in the Family, right?
I think so. I've never read a lot of DC comics, like maybe that Batman one that I brought on one day, but
I'm gonna
maybe I'll get in that DC comic plan.
Yeah. Oh, the Marvel Unlimited.
Do they have that? I don't
Oh,
know.
you get.
I think they do.
Of course
I looked
they
it up
do.
that one day.
Of course they
Sheesh.
do. And I'm going to kind of move through these quickly. You guys, I just want you to interrupt me because I'm kind of going to, there's 3 episodes, so I don't want to like go frame by frame. But the big picture is this death of Jason Todd brings the Titans to Gotham. Dick comes to see Bruce. He's like, "Hey, man, are you okay?" The rest of the Titans come to help because what happens at the end of the first episode? Bruce Wayne finally breaks down after losing a Robin, and he goes to Arkham Asylum and he kills the Joker. Did you guys see that coming?
So much happened
did
in the
not.
first 3 episodes that I forgot that even happened.
That was episode 1.
Yeah.
That was the cliffhanger on episode 1.
He comes into the room where Dick Grayson's laying and drops the crowbar.
And he says, "Be a better Batman than me."
Yeah.
Khaleesi.
And he's gone for the rest of the episodes that we get.
And he's out.
Yep.
That's episode 1. And the episode 2 is, all right, we're the Titans. He brings them into Gotham, and they're going to help fight crime now because there's no Batman to help do it. Right? Not only that, Dick Grayson started to investigate Jason Todd's death. He's trying to look further into this. And we also learn that Hank is a security cop on a bicycle.
Yes. Yeah, the sweet mustache too with this time.
Sweet mustache, cop mustache. We also learn in this one that Raven, we mentioned she's not in these episodes. She's off. If you remember from season 2, she said she was going to go basically try to bring back Donna to life, which I'm looking at this poster for Max, HBO Max. I mean, Donna's in it. So we can only assume she's going to be in these future episodes too.
And we were right on Death in a Family. Joker does beat Jason Todd with a crowbar, but he leaves him to die and explodes a warehouse. That's how he actually dies.
That's how
so
he dies.
maybe
I've seen that.
since he didn't explode
cartoon.
the warehouse,
Well, and we find out in the episode 2, the Titans come head to head with a villain with a red like skull looking thing. They don't know who it is they're fighting against him. Dick Grayson has a big fight scene as Nightwing. He's Nightwing now. He's not Robin anymore. That was the big ending of season 2. And he crashes the face mask open, and who's behind it? Jason Todd. And he says, I'm not Jason Todd anymore. I'm Red Hood. And if you don't know who Red Hood is, I mean, from my knowledge of it, from watching Gotham on Fox, Red Hood gang was the gang that got Joker his start. It's where Joker started his career as the Red Hood. Now, Jason Todd is this Red Hood villain fighting directly against the Titans, and that's the big cliffhanger at episode 2.
Boom.
I'm really moving through it. Anything else I'm missing
No.
so far?
I think it's good hitting the big points, and then we can kind of talk about how we feel.
Yeah,
Sounds
there's-
good.
There's 2 good cameos that we didn't really talk about yet in those first 2.
Hit it.
Tim Drake in the first episode.
Tim Drake.
He'll be presumably the new Robin.
Oh,
He's
he's
the
the guy that's out there delivering
younger-
food. The cops give him a hard time. He gives them free
Yeah, I
food.
forgot what it was. What,
It was like donuts or galoshes or
I don't remember.
some kind of city thing.
Yeah, that exactly what Mike said. That's a
I was like, so who's this guy? And I
Who's-
assumed he was going to be one of the new Titans.
future team member for sure.
But
Gotta
Tim
be.
Drake, that's a Robin character.
Yeah.
That's like the third entity of Robin.
So he'll be coming in.
And then Jonathan Crane, who
Nope.
Oh,
helps them.
Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Played by, what's his name from Mad Men? He was Peter in Mad Men.
Have you guys heard the stories about this guy though?
Please.
Supposedly he was like a super big piece of shit on set and like will not be coming back.
Oh, really?
And it
Oh.
came out in the news like the past few days.
That's a shame because his Scarecrow version I really liked. You know, they're going to getting help from him. He's pretty brilliant. He likes smoking weed.
He just wants to smoke weed all the
He's
time.
like, just bring me weed and I'll help you.
yeah, right.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, good on the cameos. Barbara Gordon, we learn a lot. You know, Dick says, "Hey, come help me with Bruce." There's like some reminiscing about them all working together. She calls him out about wanting to work with Robins. And I was wrong about the end of episode 1. That was the end of episode 2, I think. That was episode 1. Barbara Gordon goes in there, and that's when Bruce killed the Joker and left.
Yeah.
She's saying like you can't have any more Robins, and he's already looking up new kids to recruit. Yeah, you know what I was wondering? I bet the names on that computer, Dick Grayson, remember he finds the file with all those people and he calls out Bruce for recruiting new people already?
Yeah.
I was like, there are names next to it. And I was like, I bet if you read all those names, so there's some Easter eggs.
Oh, I didn't
Too-
think about that.
Too deep cut for me.
I might go. I might do that.
All right, episode 3, man. We find out Jason Todd is Red Hood. This episode at 3 is titled Hank and Dove. Hawk and Dove.
Hawk and Dove.
And it's all around these guys. But
Hank and Dove, you're right.
But the Titans, you know, coming off of finding out it's Jason, is, you know, we got to find him. Well, Jason beats him to it. He calls Hank directly on a private line. Hank says it from the get-go. We got to put him down. He's killing people. I mean, in episode 2, that's when they blew up the bank. He blew up the bank with all the hostages in it and the Titans in it. And Barbara's like, you cost me a lot here because she went out on a limb for him. Getting some bad guy vibes from Barbara Gordon a little bit.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It'd be weird, but this show's got to wow us somehow. I mean,
Yeah, for sure. There's got to be some twists and turns.
Yeah.
And he lures Hank to a remote place, and I thought he was going to kill him right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
same.
He doesn't. Hank comes back to the Titans' fortress in the Batcave.
He does worse
That cave
somehow.
looks sweet, by the way.
Batcave is perfect. It's like the Batcave you want, like room to work.
It's the Bat Cave I wanted as a kid to play with my action figures.
Yeah, your Batcave toys.
My Bat Cave toys.
He comes back with a bomb in his chest. And this bomb works pretty much like what you think. You can't move it, you can't touch it, and it counts down heartbeats.
Good bomb. It's a good bomb.
It's one of the best bombs ever made.
Yep.
And we find out, let's skip some steps here. It's Wayne Enterprises tech.
Yikes.
This is obviously something at play with Red Hood taking
Shots at
Wayne and Batman. Yep. And let's talk about Connor Kent, man. One of my favorite characters. This guy is half Superman, half Lex Luthor. He was born in a test tube and basically can work at super speed. He understands technology, and he's trying to build the device that can fix this thing. All the meanwhile, Hank's just hanging out in a room trying to keep his heart rate down. Turns out Red Hood, Jason Todd, it's pretty simple. He wants the Titans to go rob this truck, this armored truck with 50 gold bars in it or whatever. And it's a money thing. And Dick Grayson says it to him. He's like, if this is about money, you would have just taken it from like Bruce Wayne and left. This is about something else. And, you got him saying we're not going to do that. Dove, the love of her life, about to die in this bed, says, I'll go.
But is it the love of her life?
Yeah, they were.
Well, they're on the outs.
Yeah.
But they reconcile
Yes.
in the bed.
Yes, they do. You're right. Now I remember
But I mean,
that.
people always come close when I think her real love
Dick?
is Dick Grayson.
Well, especially now that Hank's out of the way.
Yeah.
But man, Alan Richardson, I can never think of his name. He played Aquaman in Smallville. He's already gone. And it was sad. That was sad.
I didn't think that was going to happen.
Well, let's talk about exactly what happened. So she robs the truck. She finds Jason Todd, Red Hood. He says, there's the key you need right there. And he opens it up. It's a gun. And he goes, all you got to do is kill me. And the detonator stop. Nightwing gets there, and he says, don't do this. There's another way. It's a countdown. He's got 50 heartbeats left, 40 heartbeats, 30. Connor Kent, he's almost there, 3%, 2%, 1%, almost done. Gets it with about 6 seconds left. Runs through Wayne Manor to get it up there and take this thing out of his chest. And about halfway through, she realizes she's out of time. And she says, I'll just kill him. And she pulls the trigger. That was the detonator.
Crazy spin.
Boom.
that just gave me chills. That was so good.
He blows up. He blows up Wayne Manor, first of all.
At least a wing.
At least one wing. You're right. Yeah, not the
Did
whole
you guys
thing,
even
probably.
remotely see that coming?
I did not.
I did not.
I mean, obviously, it was leading toward this. I mean, his heartbeat bomb is counting down the whole episode.
I thought it was.
So I'm like, he might die. I was like, he might die here.
I thought it was a ploy to get something else to get something else.
No, I don't mean seeing him die, but just that she was going to pull the
No.
trigger. I was
No,
like, oh
that
my
was pretty
God, that
intense.
is
I knew there was
savage.
something else at play because I was like, he doesn't want to die here.
Yeah, and I thought it was something else to do something else, to get revenge other ways, but I did not think that he would give her the detonator and see if she's really good.
And now he's dead. Hawk is gone.
But I mean, that's kind of what he learned from Batman, being Robin all those years. You shouldn't kill. That's a lesson.
Yeah,
There's your lesson.
there's
You
your-
shouldn't kill.
What were you thinking?
Yeah.
And honestly, man, you would have thought that the moment you heard in your comms, Gar's like, Connor's got it. He's got it. Just hold up for one. He only needed 3 more seconds. Really good, though, because obviously you can tell I really cared about it. Wild, crazy. That's the first 3 episodes. Roundtable, I've been talking around way too much.
You crushed
No,
it.
you crushed
I'm
it.
going to
Me
give you
and Andy
props.
were following you.
Yeah, I saw you
All
guys on
the
your phone. I
things.
was hoping you would help me miss anything.
No,
Well, let's
I think
let's
the big parts you hit.
let's go to PC Mike. What else you got, man? Big parts, big thoughts, overall feelings of the first 3, and do we know how many more there are?
I think there's just one going to be released on Thursdays.
Okay.
I think it's back to 1.
Okay.
I would assume that
Boo,
too,
boo.
probably.
Yeah, boo. I like the 3.
But man, I think we made this call back when we knew that this was coming back out, probably in spring, and we said, hey, we didn't love seasons 1 and 2, but when HBO gets a hold of this, now they have the HBO machine behind them, maybe we're looking for some better things. And clearly, HBO taking this and doing whatever they did, it's a lot better. It's a world better.
It is, and I feel like it is good. I did watch it with Carrie. She was, like I told you guys, she was kind of struggling with it,
Mhm.
being never even seeing the first 2 seasons. Maybe if you had, but who's gonna, what non-DC fan is gonna go back and watch those? None. And so I thought maybe the season 3 might be a show that could pick up for non-superhero, non-DC fans. I don't know if that's the case. I think
Maybe-
this is really a show for DC fans.
Maybe we can
I agree.
find something like a quick 10-minute YouTube thing to
And
catch up.
we did that too. HBO Max even has a pretty cool video. If you look it up on YouTube from HBO Max's channel, they have a 4-minute recap where the cast of the show is retelling the first 2 seasons.
That helps.
And-
I do that on Netflix all the time whenever I have no idea what happened in a prior season because it's been so long.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Andy, what else did we miss? Did you bring any show notes today?
No, not at all.
You just came in because this was like I feel like you just had a good time with this one. This was one that you probably didn't need much.
We're just both raw dogging over here.
Raw dog and tag team.
On the DC Titans. What'd you think, man? What else we got? Anything else that we're missing? Episode 4. Episode
Red
4.
Hood is. I think what's maybe been missing is just a big bad that like we can all like relate to. I feel like for this series, and like that's here now because it's someone that we knew. That I mean, Red Hood's a pretty iconic character in the DC world for sure. Like I really enjoyed the Under the Red Hood cartoon movie.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody should watch that for sure.
Never saw it.
And maybe it might
I think it's on
potentially
HBO.
spoil things.
It's probably on the DC Hub on HBO.
It definitely is. That was a good one. What else?
Hey, here's something I want to ask. Someone talked to me about what's going on with Jason Todd. Like what's going on with the chemicals he took? Does he have a split personality?
I read a little bit of a spoiler.
Oh, we don't want that.
It wasn't a spoiler. It was on Screen Rant.
Oh, it's like a theory?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Theories are okay.
Scarecrow turned him into Red Hood. And I guess that vapor maybe.
When I saw that, I
It's
thought
from-
that because I was like, that's it. When I originally thought that was like Scarecrow's like
Vapor.
lair or whatever. 'cause
Well, I thought it was maybe more Joker related, but like, well, I don't know what that like. But what he says in the episode, for the first episode, he says, "I'm not scared of anything anymore. Like this is like a tough guy serum." And obviously, him getting
Yeah.
beat by that crowbar, like he didn't die.
I could also see,
And did Bruce lie about burying him?
Yeah, see, that's weird. He did
that's
say.
what I don't get.
And
yeah.
Dick's
Dug
digging
him
him up, but like, did we see the end of that?
Yeah, nothing was there, I don't think.
Did we see him like look at an empty grave? I don't even remember.
I thought we at least saw his face.
Him digging is all
And
I
then
remember.
we saw after, like him looking in and being like,
It's not here.
Yeah.
Did Bruce lie?
what else was Bruce lied about? Did he even kill the Joker?
Yeah.
Do we even know the Joker's dead?
Because how weird to kill that character before we even really got to see him.
Did we even see his face? I can't remember.
No,
The
you just
Joker's
saw
face?
like the side
The back,
shadow
it was
of
like,
him,
yeah.
kinda
And the
like
guy hanging
cackling.
up was a dead cop
Mhm.
that had been smiled, like Joker smiled. Like he had gassed him and made his face that weird smile.
I don't think the Joker's gone. I don't think you can, quote unquote, kill him off 14 minutes into the his whole arc.
And never ever meeting him
Yeah.
before.
Maybe. I mean, there's got to be. They might not have licenses to show him a lot. I don't know with what they're. I don't know with the other universes that they're building. Like, do they want to have too much? I feel like they don't like to have crossover of people playing different people like at the same time.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean.
I don't know.
They did it on Gotham.
Yeah.
What do they do on Gotham?
Concurrently with
Joker.
Oh yeah, they had Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
That's
great.
true.
Kinda
But, I mean, there wasn't really any other Jokers going around at that time, though. But
well,
I guess we
know.
don't know if there's any Jokers in the
Sure.
in
At this
the
point,
movies
the
now.
climate that we're in is they don't care. They'll make different versions of everything at the same time.
True.
I mean, look,
Multiverse.
the Batman. I mean, the Snyder Cut. All this was happening. Like, it's all happening concurrently.
Earth 2.
Yeah, Earth 2. I do like what they're doing with the Titans, with like being news facing, and they're not like they're kind of out in the open, and they talk to the press. And
Got some boys, like the boys kind of vibe to it a little bit.
didn't one of you guys say that on when we talked about the show leading up, or maybe it was off air that
Oh, yeah.
like this is the I think Carrie said this, like this might be like the competition
For the boys.
for the boys,
Yeah.
because that's on Amazon Prime.
Or the boys. Where's
And-
the hat?
And look, they are killing, and this is R rated.
Don't we have a For the Boys hat around here somewhere?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's upstairs. I took it upstairs. I
Oh.
wore it on a trip recently. All right, man. Any other predictions? Anything else that you guys want to like think about?
I like what Mike said about the Jonathan Crane Scarecrow being maybe behind it, but who knows? The more villains and stuff like that they can bring in, even if it's just for little Easter eggs here and there, we'll dig it for sure.
I would love for them to just like, I know the Batman movies are notorious for trying to, because Batman has the best villains of any superhero,
Mm-hmm.
and they just try to squeeze so many of them in there. I really think it would be cool if this show like picked one villain,
Mm-hmm.
and that season is that villain.
Yeah.
Scarecrow, boom.
It's
Move
like
on.
it's
Here's
like,
Penguin.
it's like
boom.
Gotham.
But better. Like make it better.
A lot better, and not so cookie cutter,
Mm-hmm.
because Gotham got really cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm like, where's this gonna go? This show could have gone like many different ways. 3 episodes in, I can't wait to see the rest.
That's why I wore the shirt today.
Is that their actual thing? The Gotham City Rogues?
That's from The Dark Knight.
Mike knows.
It's the football team.
The football team where Bane makes his entrance to the city.
Or Dark Knight Rises, yeah. It was actually the Steelers, too, so that's probably why Andy has it as well.
Yeah, somebody bought this for me, a very well-timed gift a long time ago, and I busted it out.
Same colors, too. All right, man, Titans, episodes 1 through 3, they're on HBO Max. Go check them out. We'll be talking about this each week. New episodes of Titans every Thursday. So if you're listening to this on Monday, Sunday on Patreon, it's just sitting there waiting for you. Go hit play. I think that it's going to be one at a time based on what we've read. It would be cool if they did 3. I liked how they did 3.
I think it's a new thing. Do 3. Mini binges.
Why not?
Like little mini movies. That was like a mini movie. You can kind of bookend it. Like it had an ending.
Yeah, and you
Wasn't great.
and you don't feel so like, one with like a big, this is a epic show, right? There's epic things happening. You watch one, you really are like, man, I wish I had another one.
Well, sometimes, I don't start shows because I'm like, man, I'm 4 seasons behind.
Mm-hmm.
If you're kind of taking this on like, 3 releases one day. Okay. I can do that at night. That's an after work thing.
Yeah, or at least,
That's an hour and
you
a
know what
half.
I did? I watched 2,
Yeah.
and then the next night I watched the last one, which even was cool. It was like, okay, I got this one more to watch.
Yeah, 2 hours, like a movie.
All right, man. We'll keep talking about it. Titans on HBO Max. You can find this in our mostlysuperheroes.com/DCU. That's our DCU library. Wanted to feature some thoughts from people online to see what people think so far. This has 100% on the tomato meter.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but only an 89% audience score.
Only.
I know, right? For superhero TV shows, only 3. This is from earlier today. And then I did feature our group chat.
Nice.
And I had to feature some of the feedback from you guys because this is right after you watched it. So I thought it was cool to bring it in. I told you guys the meat this week. Remember last week we were like, we don't know what the meat is.
Yeah.
We were just wrong. We just forgot about Titans. And Andy said, great idea. Just watched the 3rd episode last night. Jesus. Mike says, almost said your last name, much better than the first 2 seasons. Agreed. And then Andy, big statement here. If they keep up this pace, it's going to be better than any MCU show so far.
I stand by it.
I think you're totally right. If they keep up this pace and it just keeps elevating up, we've seen 4 MCU shows so far. It could definitely take the lead.
Over Smallville, too.
And then I thought it'd be funny to include this last, I don't know. I thought it'd be funny to include this last text. I said, send me what you guys are watching. And you go, sent yesterday. I was like, oh, whoops.
Oops.
Getting some inside scoop there of the mostly men group
I love
chat.
how my photo.
It's you at the
It's
movie
me.
theaters. You got Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch
That's
Kids
your picture
holding
on-
it up like it's a prize or something. Thank you.
All right, that's Titans. We'll keep talking about it. Go to mostlysuperheroes.com/DCU. And with that, let's talk about what's coming up. All right, that was DC. We'll be talking about Titans each and every week, but talking about the MCU, we got some things happening. Went a little too far there. Here we go. Marvel Studios Phase 4. We're talking about What If every single week. We've talked about 2. We got 7 to go. Shang-Chi still set to come out September 3rd. Talked about this earlier. Early screenings happening maybe in your market. Just go check it out. Got that link to the article from comicbook.com in today's description. And then the Eternals is November 5th. So we still got a while to go, couple months, but it's on the radar. And we got plenty of stuff happening in MCU town. You can find all that at mostlysuperheroes.com/MCU. And again, Titans, of course, we're talking about it. And something new every single week on the show. We got new episodes on Monday, Sunday on Patreon. Getting really heavily involved in the Mostly Superheroes squad. And I was sharing with you guys earlier, we're on Season 2. Season 3 will be 2022. We'll kick that off in January. That's basically how we'll do our seasons. 1 season a year. And we just want you guys to know that we've starting to put a list together. We're going to be making some major upgrades to the show, to the studio, upgrading equipment, getting a little soundproofing, more decorations. We're going to be upgrading all of our merch. New styles, new looks, new pairs of clothing, and working on some pretty special projects for us 3.
Nice.
And for our very special fans. They'll be included in some stuff, too.
I'm glad that you didn't say upgrading co-host.
Yeah,
That's impossible.
I've been interviewing a couple replacements. It's really exciting. No, it's gonna be awesome. We're just, we're early in the year. We're only here in August, but we have big plans. We've decided that this show's not going anywhere. We're having too much fun, and we hope you guys are enjoying it. We appreciate the fans, the support. People keep on coming, keep on listening. checking us out online. And Mike, I wanted to ask you before we left, staying on the DC track, you had mentioned a video game that you had just played and beat, if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm a nerd. I bought the Arkham pack probably how many months ago?
That was a long time ago.
Like 8
It
months
might have been
ago.
a year ago.
Yeah.
Xbox, right?
Yeah.
It was
on
a
Xbox.
what was that bundle? You got like a 3-game
I bought
bundle.
3 games. I bought Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight.
Mm-hmm.
And I beat Arkham City last week. And now I'm playing Arkham Knight. And let me tell you, Arkham Knight is a game and a half.
You're a
Once you start off with Arkham Asylum from 2008 and you get all the way up to Arkham Knight, you're like, wow, video games in 8 years changed a lot.
Oh,
But
man.
it's great stories. It's a great story. Like,
And they all connect?
yeah, a little
Oh,
bit.
see,
But you
that's-
can play them standalone.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's exciting for me. That's the biggest appeal to me as like I don't have a console.
Mhm.
Thinking about sitting down and playing video games for a Batman story that just kind of keeps on going
Mhm.
is super intriguing. Those games look amazing.
Yeah.
And
This one, you finally get to drive the Batmobile.
oh man,
So it's
Ooh,
Batmobile.
I forgot about that one.
It's Batmobile heavy though. Like
Yeah.
that's probably one of the knocks. It's too Batmobile heavy. There's so many side missions and things. Like people will post like finally got 100% like 4.5 years later.
Mhm.
I'm not one of those people. Like I'll play the main story through and maybe a side mission or two, but it's just something for some downtime. And
Yeah.
it's Batman, so I can nerd out a little bit.
And I mean, obviously, you recommend people going back and playing these if they were thinking about it. Does this also have you looking on the horizon for the newer games that are coming out?
Yeah, I mean that one big one's coming out. What is it?
Gotham Knights
Gotham
next
Knights.
year.
Gotham Knights.
Not an exact date set, but it was supposed to be this year and was delayed. So, and there's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game that
Yeah.
is supposed to come out next year as well.
Yeah.
Is
So
that like a campaign or is it like Mortal Kombat?
That was that trailer we got, right?
Injustice.
campaign, I believe.
Wasn't that
Good.
the trailer we got where they're like in the city and then like Superman shows up? The Suicide Squad game, right?
Yes.
Way
yes,
back
yes,
when.
Yes. Thank you for that. Good call.
I don't know. Call me. I like campaigns better than like just Injustice and Injustice 2, like just facing off.
Same.
Like,
And
unless it's a shooter, like I'll play shooters. And stuff.
normally video games are not replayable for me for like campaigns like that. Like it's just usually one and done. But the Batman one, I could do that every few years.
You just
and I
can't
have.
get
I've
enough.
probably played through each one.
Like I forgot.
Twice.
I forgot a lot because on Arkham Knight I just played it to get through it because I like.
Maybe I'll just
It's-
come over one day. I mean, you guys both have these, right? So I can just play them at your guys' houses.
Oh yeah.
So I could like try it out.
Yeah.
If Carrie's listening, she's like, "Oh boy,
Uh,
going." We're a house without a console. I don't know if we need. I don't know. Again, I don't know when I even find the time. But you guys get me intrigued every time you talk about
It's
it.
fun. It really is.
All right, let's sign this thing off. Wrap another week. Andy, you got anything you want to say to the squad?
no, I just want to say that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is an upcoming open world action adventure shooter game. Just to answer Mike's
Wow.
question.
Where'd you get that from?
That was Wikipedia.
Thanks, Wikipedia. So I guess
It's
thanks
legit.
everyone.
Thank you. Yeah, developed by Rocksteady Studios. So that's, they won't lead us astray.
And how about a PC mic sign off?
DC, keep pumping out stuff that's good. Because
They're
I
do-
mean,
right?
we're 2 for 2 in these last couple things you've pumped out.
Oh my
and it has
God.
been a long time.
You're
So,
not. Yeah, we got to give some props. We got the Suicide Squad. Now we're talking about a Titan show that we actually like.
Are we living in a simulation of what if DC took over Marvel? Is that what's happening?
I started saying that last week, and I started to feel blasphemous right away. You cut me off. Now you're already thinking that maybe.
Hey, if you put Suicide Squad score at a 91 and then the 100, the last 2 things is like an average like 95.5, 96.
All right, let's do this. If you look at the last 6 months, and you have the Snyder Cut, the Suicide Squad, and now Titans, and then on the MCU side, you got Loki, WandaVision, the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and now What If? I mean, I feel like DC's really taking it there when you just compare the last 6 months. Just the last 6 months.
Don't forget Black Widow.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even say it. That's not good.
Yeah, I know. I was.
Um,
It's in your tucked back in your release order. That came out 5 years ago in your
for-
head.
in my mind, it's very old.
I think because DC was so bad for 7 years, they've actually pumped out some good stuff. We're kind of I don't know. It might be fooling us a little bit how good it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Just
but
a little bit. but
maybe a little bit. It might be, but I don't know. I don't feel the same bias I felt like with WandaVision. Remember how much we were nerding out
Yeah.
and looking up stuff.
But
I
then
feel like I'm
Falcon-
more level-headed nowadays.
Yeah. Falcon and Winter Soldier kind of killed that vibe for me. I guess the ending of WandaVision when we didn't get the big cameos and stuff like that. Kind of killed it. But
Yeah, I need to go back and rewatch all those, I think, and
Yeah.
with the new eyes we're looking at. But either way, great time to have a podcast called Mostly Superheroes.
Yeah. And the first half, what we're watching, we didn't even talk about superhero stuff because it's mostly.
Yeah, it was. And we were like, all right, movies coming in 8 months, and now we got multiple things coming out every week. And we're going to keep doing it, man. Here in the basement, St. Louis, Missouri, having way too much fun, and really wouldn't be here without you listening, without you watching, and hitting that subscribe button and telling your friends and your family about us. We thank you, we appreciate you, and thanks for supporting your favorite independent podcasts out there. We'll see you next week. Take it easy.